Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal. I'm joined today by Kristen Davies, Site Director for Child and Family Services, Cape Cod. Kristen, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you, Laura. It's great to be back.
Now, Child and Family Services is one of the oldest human service agencies in the Commonwealth. Tell us a little bit about the history of the agency, because some people might not realize what it does.
Yes, it's hard to believe Child and Family Services have been around for 172 years. We are one of the largest and oldest, but don't tell anyone oldest, nonprofit agencies in the Commonwealth. We started back in the late 1800s as an orphanage and placing children in homes and have grown exponentially throughout the years. We have over 500 employees, and we service globally close to 20,000 people. So in the Cape Pacific, our office, we're going to be celebrating our 20th birthday this year, and we're just so proud to be a part of an organization that really makes a difference.
Now, as you said, the agency started as an orphanage, and it does so much more now. Talk about what the agency does today and sort of the evolution of when it started back in 1843 or so, and to what it does today, which is a wide range of services.
Sure. So as I said, in its origin, it was really helping out orphans, and then throughout the years, it developed into a mental health community program, which included therapy, psychiatry, other programs that were connected with the state. I think we have up to 25 different programs under one roof.
What are some of those programs that you offer today?
Sure. Specifically on the Cape, we have one main office, which is in Hyannis, and then we have a satellite office, which is in Harwichport. And out of both of those offices, we offer individual therapy, family therapy. Through our clinic, we also have adult and child psychiatry. Another program we offer is in-home therapy, and that's a two-person team that specializes with families who are in crisis and also having MassHealth as their insurance. The sister program to that program is called Therapeutic Mentoring, which matches professionals with children and working on life skill development. The other program that's near and dear is CapeNet, and that is a program that works specifically with children who have experienced sexual abuse. And what's really a great component to that program is that we're not just working with the child, but we're working with the family, offering family support groups, parent support groups, children, sibling support groups specifically. So we're super proud of that program.
And how many people on the Cape, on average, do you serve?
Well, I couldn't believe it myself because, of course, every year I have to look at those numbers, and we're close to 1,000 people annually. And that number doesn't even really represent truly, because when you think about it, with children, you have to work with everyone who surrounds that child to progress them in a positive nature. So I'm sure those numbers are so much higher, but I think we definitely do a great job supporting children and families in the Cape community.
And let's talk specifically about your holiday drive, something you do every year and which our company participates.
Sure, Laura. Well, we are so excited to partner with Cape Cod Broadcasting for the second time. And the folks here have been so wonderful on figuring out a way to help the families that we serve. So one of the things that we'll be doing throughout this holiday season is creating vignettes that speaks to family-specific needs. What's been so incredible about this process is that our staff gets to talk to families about what it is specifically and really customize what their needs are. And families are so excited to share their story because when you're working with folks who are navigating their mental health journey, it can be a super isolating experience. So when we get to do community projects like this, it's beneficial in a multitude of ways, not just about the things that folks receive, but also feeling a part of a community that cares.
And as you mentioned, Kristen, our company, Cape Cod Broadcasting Media, is helping with the holiday drive again this year. And listeners will hear our on-air personalities talking about the drive, and then they can go online to our website, capecod.com, to give to families in need and to find out what those families need for the holidays. Now, what other ways can people participate in helping out the holiday drive that Child and Family Services does?
Well, I can tell you, we always need help wrapping presents at the last hour. Thankfully, so last year, the Leo's Club at Dennis Yarmouth High School came in to volunteer to wrap. I think it was the Saturday before Christmas. So thank you again to the Leo's Club because they again have offered their services. I can basically take help in any way because there's always something to do. And if you can't purchase gifts or make donations, hands-on work, there's always a need. So feel free to give us a call at the office.
What other ways are there to give?
Our office in Hyannis is always the best place to drop things off or to call if you want any ideas on how to give. And we're located at 1019 Route 132 in Hyannis, right across the street from the new Whole Foods. And our phone number is 508-778-1839. And I really encourage folks to call if you don't know, because I know during the holiday season we're always asked for so many things. And certainly give me a call directly, or any of my staff would be more than happy to talk to you about different ways you can give.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal. I'm talking with Kristen Davies, Director for Cape Cod Child and Family Services, and we're talking about the holiday drive and how important is this drive for your clients. And you said you have around 1,000 clients on Cape Cod throughout the Cape Towns. How important is this holiday drive to those clients?
Well, that's a great question, because in order to put that into words, I just got off the phone the other day. I had a mom call who was looking for services because, unfortunately, her husband had passed and she had 3 children. And it's amazing because when you really get down to what people are looking for, it's the simplest things. They want food to put on their table. They need gas to drive to school, just real simple, bare necessity things. And so going back to this phone call I had with this mom, she was telling me that her 5-year-old who had started school obviously was having, as well as the 5-year-old siblings, were having a really tough time with this transition with Dad being gone. And she said that the only thing this 5-year-old had asked for was a pair of comfy slippers. And I'm telling you, it brought a tear to my eye thinking about, through the eyes of a child, the simplest thing makes all the world of difference.
Now, outreach is a big part of what you do. Tell us about those services that you do with Child and Family Services Cape Cod.
Sure. Well, we had really made a part of our mission when we opened our doors 20 years ago to be able to outreach into every community, and that goes from Falmouth to Provincetown to the Bridges. And I'm really happy to say that we've just started to service a couple of folks in Nantucket because they've been in desperate need for mental health services. But as I was saying, part of the mission was to be out in the community because, as we all know, transportation is difficult. And since the gas prices went up, it's an expense to drive to an office for an appointment. So about 80% of the people we serve, we are going into their homes. We're going into their schools. We're going wherever is convenient for them to meet so that they can have access to care.
And then going back to the holiday drive, what do you have a goal for this holiday season of what you're hoping to achieve with the holiday drive?
Yes, our goal is to support as many families, but our number for this year would be 100 families. If we could support in any way, even the smallest of ways, I will feel like we've all done our job.
And now Child and Family Services Cape Cod has a number of community events also. Can you talk about those, the upcoming community events this year?
Sure, I'd love to. Well, we're excited to have our second annual February Freeze Polar Plunge, February 21st. And last year when we decided to do this, one of the things that we were talking about was, anyone can polar plunge January 1st, but if you're a real Cape Codder, you're going to jump into the ocean in late February. So definitely help us out. Sign up to plunge. It's a great time, and Sam Diego's is so kind to have us over for the post-plunge get-together. And the other project that's coming up in May, which we are so proud of, is called Art Project Hope. And that last year we had 9 high schools donate their time and create a piece of artwork that represented their vision of hope. And we have that artwork hanging up in our hallway currently. And so I'm so excited because 11 high schools are going to be participating this year. So for any of that information, you can always check us out on Facebook at Child and Family Services Cape Cod. It's important to put in that Cape Cod so you see our page.
Now, Child and Family Services, as you were saying, you offer a multitude of services, and you talked about the Cape Net program, therapeutic mentoring, in-home therapy, outpatient clinic, psychiatry groups, parent mentor, and special assessments. Now, if people are interested in those services, what is the process for getting in touch with the agency, and is it income dependent in terms of who is able to be helped by those services, and how does that part work?
Okay, great question. Yes, the best way to do any of that you mentioned is just to pick up the phone and call us at 508-778-1839. My coworkers who man the phones are so helpful, and they will be able to help you navigate whatever your needs are and direct you to the program that would benefit you the most.
So are there forms to fill out to find out if someone is eligible through income, or is it more about having the right health insurance?
Yes, in the mental health world, insurance is important. So if you call that number, 508-778-1839, whoever picks up the phone will definitely be able to help you out. So when you call, if you can just let us know what your insurance is, and we can figure out what services are available to you. But I also want to let everyone know that we don't turn anyone away. So please pick up the phone and call.
Back to your holiday drive and talking about that, which is upcoming. I think you had a story about the Smith family also concerning the holiday drive.
Yes, the Smith family who came to us probably about 6 months ago, hardworking parents, 4 kids, all under the age of 10. They are the most dedicated, hardworking, as I said, devoted parent family system. And it just so happened that Mom was laid off from her position, and these are the times that we're living in, and that income disrupts the family in such a way. Again, speaking to what I had said, the bare necessities are the things that people are looking for. And the Smith family had reached out to me and asked if we had a food card just so that they could get some milk and bread. And that's the kind of thing. And we're not the only agency who are supporting these families. And it really is a Cape-wide community issue. And hopefully all of us can make a difference and pitch in.
And that family, you're probably using the name Smith as sort of a catch-all that maybe that's not their real name.
Right, for confidentiality's sake. And that's good to point out, too, that the vignettes that will be read on air and also the vignettes that you can read online, all the names have been changed.
But it's important for people to know that these are actual Cape Cod families, and they're from the 15 towns on the Cape, from the bridges all the way out to Provincetown.
Yes.
And in the last minute we have left, any final messages you'd like to leave with listeners, particularly about the holiday drive, which starts December 1st and which listeners will hear about on our stations?
The holiday drive means everything to us, just for the fact that it tends to be the time of year that people open their eyes to the struggles of folks here on the Cape. And we're so proud of the partnership we've established with Cape Cod Broadcasting to hopefully provide as much as we can to these families in need. And even if it can't be with us, make a difference this season. Pull out that last $5 and give it to folks who really need it.
And again, people can go to our website, capecod.com, to participate in the holiday drive and donate to families in need on Cape Cod. And unfortunately, we're out of time. Kristen Davies from Child and Family Services of Cape Cod, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you, Laura.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at capecodbroadcasting.com.